Good morning, Scott here. Hope things are going well with you. So we've had some news last night. Looks like people were waiting for that news. So a lot of things didn't really set up. But I've got a few things today, not too much to talk about. So we'll get into this and we'll have a nice short one today. Just a few things to mention, which I will go through. And it starts working. All right. Okay. So it's kind of that time of year. People are wanting to have a Christmas. So we don't know how well the setup's going to play out, if they're going to set up at all. But a few of them have, and we'll keep our hopes up. So the first one to look at is Aussie Kiwi. So we did finally get that bullish pressure, rejecting this strong support line, which goes back away. Bullish move yesterday, go to the 1 hourly, and we've finally broken above 4 hour 50. Now, the reason I want to show this is that's the line I drew in yesterday. I haven't touched it, and I drew it from back here. It's following my path perfectly. So there you go. So the markets do follow my direction sometimes. It's not often enough, it seems. Okay, so that's setting up right now. So you've got CBO, look at the 4 hour chart. Yes, we've got a pretty good break at the 4 hour 50. Two good candles there, pull back, looking really good for right now, or now or thereabouts. You may pull back to the 1 hour 50. You may get a chance to get on when this recording is posted. And hopefully it'll play out, but of course we'll see what happens. We've had Aussie news, Kiwi news this morning, which wasn't that big a deal, so there's no big movement. GDP was slightly better than expected. There's some Aussie news coming out in about an hour's time, so that may have an impact as well. That's not really big news either, but we'll see how that pans out. Okay, on to the next one then, pound yen. Let's go to Aussie Kiwi. I should draw in actually draw in the position, didn't I? So we go for a long position, CBO around here somewhere. You could even play the pips. That actually looks like it might just fit in before R1. So you can play it to the daily 20, or you can play it up to the, ignore that new spike, go from these lows here probably. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And do a nice tight stop on the CBO is always good. And there we go. So there's 2+% on the way to the daily 20. Okay. Pound yen. Quite a few yen pairs were on the cards yesterday, but didn't really do very much. Today we've got this one looks quite good, because if we zoom into the daily, big zoom. So we rejected this level here. It's been rejected many times before. It came down and rejected the daily 20. So it's trying to find its way through that resistance level, which it hasn't managed to do so far. What is the RSI? So the MACD is looking reasonably okay for this part, but well, it's lower than there anyway. Don't worry about that drop there. But so the MACD does have some momentum. You have to see if it can break through that level, but it looks like it's on its way back up to that level right now. So on the hourly chart, we can see that big reset on the MACD, and it's broken above the 0 line. So it's either recharging to go short again, or we are going to try again for these highs. We'll get rid of this line because it's a bit misleading. Okay, so the fibs line up pretty well, or very well, with an ACBB. ACBB is after the 4 hour has been tested and rejected, and the trend is continuing. Same as an IBO in all its parameters, except we have the 4 hour 50 behind us because we just rejected it and we're now heading away from it. With an IBO, of course, the 4 hour 50 is in front of it, so we're trading to it or through it. So ACBB looks like a nice little setup. That might also up in the next 2 or 3 hours, and I'll just go for these highs. I wouldn't want to push it too far. What does that say in there? 1.68%. So there's opportunity there, perhaps. Last one is setting up right now is Kiwi Swiss. We've got rejecting this level again. Bearish day yesterday. Maybe that's going to continue. And looking at our 1 hour chart, we can see this strong trend line was broken yesterday. Come back, broke the 4 hour 50 as well. Coming back to it now. The reason I'm showing you this one is I wasn't too impressed with the CBO setup because it goes to the 4 hour chart, and we can see there's a slight break of on this candle, this white candle here. Slight break, and it's now putting back to it, but it's not really. That is quite a bullish looking candle, so it's not a great 4 hour candle. It's the 1 hour chart again. So though it does look like we might test the 4 hour, we might even come back down, do an ABC correction, and then come back, test the 4 hour when the 1 hour 50 come down to meet it. We see this one plays out. If it plays out right now, that's good. We'll just let it go. It pulls back right now to retest that trend line. You could take that as an IBOC. But the fibs are okay. Going from the high to the low. It's just that 4 hour candle does not look very attractive. But that's if you're an aggressive trader, that might fit your plan. You can then trade it down to daily 50, which could be a nice option. 3 more of them, which are possibly setting up later today. Aussie yen. So rejection the daily 50 again. Not much movement yesterday. So we really need it to break the 4 hour 50. It's been rejecting the 4 hour 50. It just carries on going up, fine, nothing lost there. If you do get a clean break of the 4 hour 50, pull back to retest it, that could be a nice Aussie yen CBO short position. Cubic CAD. Strong level being rejected, a nice little candle yesterday, not really going anywhere, so great deceleration. On the 1 hour chart, we see the MACD, very strong MACD divergence, indicating low prices, but this trend line is still holding. Did try and break through it last night, then came straight back. That's good. I like to have strong trend lines, because when they do break properly, they're very powerful. And if you get a break, sometime pull back to the 1 hour 50, that could be a great short opportunity for an IBO short. And the last one is Kiwi dollar. Again, still at this level, nice deceleration candle yesterday, not really going anywhere. But we need it to prove itself. Do we have that trend line here? We probably do, don't we? About here somewhere through this lot. Yeah, it's a pretty good trend line. It's rejected there, so it's quite important. So that's made it look not quite so attractive now. It needs to break through. Oh, well, if it breaks cleanly through it, now it's about here somewhere. Then it comes back and retests the trend line with the 1 hour 50. So that could be a nice short trade. Just be aware this trend line is here. We don't want to trade through it. We want to make sure that we enter on the retest or just after the retest. So there we go. So we have not too much on the cards today, but so a few little things to keep an eye on. And if there's nothing there to really interest you, get stuck into some back testing or practicing your charts, even forward testing. And that way you can improve your skills and become a better trader and change your life. Right, I wish you all the best. If you're not a member of ProTrader, scottprotrader.com. You can sign up, 3 hours of free training, great stuff. And then you can join our community if you're interested. I will catch up with you tomorrow. I wish you all the best. I'll see you there. Take care.